my god, this Black Bullet episode. Oh, I had a heart attack, the feels. But let's get with it. So, what happened in Black Bullet episode 10? Nothing out of the ordinary. You know, it just starts off as a casual day. There's school. The kids are having the time of their lives. And everything is going swell and smooth. You know, they got the plan. It's 2 days. I mean, 3 days in the beginning of the episode. Midway, 2 days. And at the end of the episode, 1 day. But at the beginning of the episode, it's about 3 days left until the Monolith 32 gets destroyed and collapses. Naturally, just from how the varium is kind of running out and everything like that, it's kind of like corroding, so it's just kind of going down. It's 3 days until that, so until that happens, everything is going fine, but then bam, that one thing happens where the next day, Ren, Taru, and Andrew are going to school. You know, the day before, it was really hard-hitting feels because, you know, just everything was fine, and they go to a field trip and everything. He rewards the kids with doing all of their homework. They even continued it when he told them not to do it. When they were done, he told them that they're done, and they still continue to do it. And he brought them on a field trip after that, and he showed them the Flames of Resolution, which just basically looked like the government leader. It looked like it was her. I don't know what it really was, but it was like a statue of a girl. I think it was her. And he shows her that, and they all are fearing that they're gonna die the next day, just because of the fact that the Monolith 32 is gonna be going down. So it's understandable they're gonna be doing that, and just because, you know, there's a bunch of like racism towards the town that they live in, the Tokyo area. People just don't like the red-eyed girls. They don't like these girls that have gastria powers, that were like born with gastria abilities, but just aren't gastrias. They're normal people at the same time. They have like abilities that aren't really normal, and they don't like that. I don't know why. There really is no reason why they don't. I don't understand it, but I guess it makes sense because, you know, they have a gastria inside of them, or it's like not even inside of them. It's like I think, weren't they like, they were like, I don't know how it really works, just because I'm terribly forgetful, but I think they have something to do with a gastria, where they have gastria-like capabilities, like mixed inside their bodies, and they don't like that because the gastrias are trying to extinct their race. Trying to make their race extinct. So with that being said, there's a bunch of hate towards them and a bunch like that, a bunch of prejudice, a bunch of racism and everything like that. It's really, really, really sad. But yeah, the day before this happens, the day before Ren, Taru, and Andrew about to go to school, Tina stays home because, you know, his boss, you know, I can never remember her name, but she was just up all night, you know, so she got really pissed at some note, which I'm still a little foggy on. Just a little unanswered question into a bunch of this episode. There's a bunch of unanswered questions, but I think they're all going to be answered in the next episode. I saw a preview and they all get answered a lot. There's some Kazuminishi guy, I think that may have been, he said Nissan, so maybe that was his brother, maybe that was his, you know, his executive that's higher than him. Maybe it's an executive that's higher than her, you know, maybe because it isn't, they are civil officers, and maybe they have a boss that's higher than his boss, than Ren, Taru's boss, so maybe that's who it was. He did say Nissan, so at the same time, Nissan also means brother. It also can mean someone who's got higher power than you. I don't know, it's just really weird how they work that sometimes, but, it's really weird how they work that sometimes. But yeah, what I'm trying to get to, I'm trying to title this up, but I always get distracted. They go to school next day, right after the field trip, exact same day in the field trip. They're like, yep, we know what we're gonna do with our lives now. We know that 32 of us want to marry you, and I'm one of them. Like, damn, lolly to the extreme. I'm telling you, lolly to the extreme. Next day though, they all come to school. There's checkered police signs all over the school, and he's wondering what happens. I was like, he's just gonna casually walk there, but no, he drops everything, starts freaking out, and everybody's blown up. They're all dead. All of his class students are dead. They're all dead. They're just, oh my god. I couldn't believe my mind when this happened. This was the most unexpected thing that I could have ever seen, ever, and I love stuff like this. But at the same time, I don't, because it just hurts. You know, it hits, feels. You know, they all died. And then he figured out that it was a varium with a massive explosive content that was enough to all give them crucial death. Like, it wasn't just a small death just to kill them, no. They really wanted to give them crucial death, which means that this was intentional. It did not just happen out of the nowhere. No, this was intentional. They know where the They know where the cursed children live, they know where the cursed children do their school, and now that the school's been recently new, it's been going on for about a week, and they know where they live and everything, so it's definitely intentional. It's definitely intentional to kill all these students, and they were all killed. Each and every last one of them. So he went to go see their bodies as they were like caped up in like blankets and everything. And he really tried to prevent Andrew from seeing them, because had Andrew have seen them, she would have really gone into a state of mind where she would have gone completely psychotic. She would have gone through all the stages of grief. She would have gone through remorse, and that definitely would have destroyed her self-esteem and everything, her motivation. Because after this happened, Renter was really taking it a lot worse than she was. She kind of just sulked there, and Renter really just went to like this designated location area just to separate himself from just about everything, and he just sat there. He didn't answer any calls or anything. He just lost it. He took it way more than she did, because he looked at all of their notes, looking back at what they did in the short time that they spent together. He already made a connection with them, because one of his friends with the spider chick said that, I'm really bad with names. One of his friends, the spider chick, said that he doesn't want him to get too close, because if he does get too close and end up dying or something bad happens to them, that everything's gonna go wrong. And I think he may have predicted this to happen. They predicted this so many ways to happen, just because of the fact that the kids said they may die the next day. The guy said that he doesn't want them to get too close and too attached to them, or else they'll end up being really bad, you know. And just it was really foreseen in many ways. You know, they foreshadowed it a bunch of times, which is really upsetting. And you know, to make it even more worse, right as the episode is about to end, a huge explosion happens and the Monolith 32 collapses, and the entire thing falls down a day early. It falls down a day early because they could not calculate it. They calculated it completely wrong. They made a miscalculation because of the wind. The wind actually came and blew a lot quicker than it did a day earlier, and they can't really predict the wind with their type of technology. So, oh my god, wow, this is probably one of the best Black Blood episodes I've ever seen in my entire life. Just how they're really, you know, doing it, you know. Oh my god, it kind of led up from episode 8. It really did later for episode 8 to episode 10 now, and it really sucks as there are about 2-3 episodes left, and I really do hope that they make a season 2 of Black Bullet. If they don't, I'm gonna be terribly upset, because it's not gonna be finished. I highly doubt that they can save the entire race of the Tokyo area as they evacuate it out just from all the gastrias, you know. And they're talking about something called the Aldebaran or something like that. Really a bunch of unanswered questions that I may have just been, you know, a little lackluster, kind of lacking on the fact of finding information of the previous episodes. I didn't do reviews on them because I haven't really been going in depth on them. I've just been kind of busy, so I guess I really need to go back through those and kind of find out what that is, as well as the notes that I can never remember the names, but note that Renteru's boss, she burned into the fire pit. It said like Kenmurshitu, something like that. Some name was a K and then Nissan, something like that. She felt really aggravated. You can see the grin and scold on her face and eyes on how aggravated she was about that. I need to know what that is. I need to get more in depth with it, but make sure to leave that like if you found this episode to be really interesting. It was so hype, I swear to God. It's gonna be a Hunter x Hunter review, Bernhilder, and a No Game No Life as well throughout the week. With that being said, I am out. Pip pip cheerio.